Hi, this is Larry Zorro. Hope you're having a good day today. This right here is a hay bale with a pot in it. I made the hay bale out of a garbage can. You just stick your pot in and then you start feeding the hay around the pot. This one, the bigger part of the pot, is actually upside down in the barrel or in the garbage can. So when you dump it out, it'll be on the top. You can also use a PVC pipe. I used that for many years, but I kind of like the pot idea. It's the pot actually gives a little more room for the plant to grow. Now I think God created the birds in order to make this great nest for their eggs, and I think that's who invented the idea of the hay bale pot. As people might think when they see it, it looks like a nest with a plant in it. Well, basically, that is what it is. But it's a perfect condition for growing plants. Here's one I'm soaking this bale pot. I'm soaking it with water. You notice it is reinforced with wire, but it's not the best kind of wire. I like chicken wire. This wire is real soft and it might flex, and I just don't like it as much as chicken wire. Okay, here's a picture of the garbage can with the pot. You notice the big part of the pot is on the bottom, so when you actually dump out the bale, the bigger part will be on the top, just like how you would grow in a pot. The PVC pipe, it was there, but you really don't need it. You can just take that out, because if you want your root system to go all the way down through the hay pot, just pull out some hay on the bottom. That's the easier way to do it than adding a piece of PVC pipe that I thought was a good idea at the time, but it's not. Now, believe it or not, you can reuse the old hay from some of your old projects. Just be careful. This one had a big hole in it with a spider web, and by the size of the hole and by the size of the web, I think it's a big spider, and no one would like to get bitten by a huge spider, and you don't know if it's deadly or not. Now here, the soil, after soaking it, now you want to make sure that you got no pockets of air in the soil. As you see in the other picture, I was soaking it with water, making sure you can put holes into the soil to make sure that that water really consolidates the soil. There's no air pockets. Plants do not like a bunch of air pockets. Okay, here's a completed picture. When it's dumped out, you notice the clay pot is opening, the big opening is on the top. Just perfect. And then what you want to do is wrap your wire around it. If you got chicken wire, use that. I use whatever I get on sale, and that flimsy wire that I showed you was green. It's okay, but I'd rather, like I said, prefer chicken wire. But wrap it around, get it tight. You can tie it around with twine, or you can just bend over some wire like tabs and make sure it's tight. Get as tight as you can. And then you'll remove that pot. This pot had a hole in the middle of the bottom for drainage, and I used that. I just put my finger in there and I lifted it up. You notice it made a nice deep hole. At the bottom of this, you can just pull out some of that hay and or poke a stick in the bottom. Make sure there's some room for the plant to go down deep into the soil. You know, tomato plants, they love deep soil, where some plants are shallow. They have shallow roots, but a tomato plant likes it deep. And here, I'm just showing you with a cage. I'm going to put a cage on top of it. It's going to be tall. If you're a short person, you might want to use a ladder when you harvest a great fruit. But just think of the animals. If the animal gets in, are they going to climb up your hay pot? Are they going to climb all the way up to get the fruit of the vine, the tomatoes? I doubt it. They'll say, it is strange. I've never seen this before. I'm kind of scared. And they'll run off. But if you're not sure, put electric fence around the whole perimeter of your garden, just a few inches high. Here's my newest one without the soil. You notice the depth of this pot, it makes these trellises or these tomato cages real easy to stick in, and they hold very well. And you can also put a stick to stabilize your hay pot, keep it from falling over or from slanting, and then you can tie your cage to that post if you so desire. Well, this is my last picture I'm going to show you today on this video. Look at the potato plants are coming out. Look at that lousy soil. I mixed some manure with just the soil that I had, and I put it in a trench, and it's growing. Now with potatoes, you don't know if you're going to get a big harvest or not, but I'll be glad to get 2 or 3. Now some people are using their pillar pots to put potatoes in, and I think I'll try that. I'll see if it works. They're really shallow plants, so they would probably like a pot, and they'll grow up around the top part of the plant. Potatoes in a pillar. Well, that's something I'm going to give it a shot. Well, this is Larry Zorro. Take care. Bye.